which means it's time for hobbies, sports, activities, pastimes, recreation, and that means it's time for the Alternative Sports Report. I'm excited about this. We know all about the big sporting fixtures, don't worry. You know, all of our sports teams have got you covered from 2 p.m. And we've been talking about them loads with the Olympics going on recently, haven't we? But this is the feature where we get to find out about you, your sporting fixtures, your achievements, your trophies, your wins, your triumphs, the sports that don't usually get in the spotlight. Maybe it's a bit of quad ball in Queensbury or pigeon racing in Penistone. It is a thing. Kabaddi in Kirklees. I want to know. Get in touch. Do let us know what you're up to this weekend. So I'm excited to find out what we're talking about today. Our guest is Paul Hildreth. He's one of the founders of Today's Sport. Good morning, Paul.
Hi, how are you doing?
Oh, good afternoon, in fact. It's 12:15. Where am I? So, Paul, I'm very excited to find out about your sport. Tell me, where do you play it? Are we talking like pitch, playground, grass, snow, air? What are we talking?
Theoretically, it can be played anywhere. Probably not in the air. Theoretically, yeah, we've played outside. But strictly speaking, it's an indoor sport. We play the team game in a sports hall and we play singles in squash courts. Okay.
Theoretically, I think was quite an interesting word you used there. Who's your sport for?
Everyone. Our oldest registered player is 79. It's not me. And our youngest player now is probably 6, started when they were 5.
Oh, really?
It's gender neutral at all levels. Our latest Youth World champion was female. It's accessible to people with a lot of physical and cognitive impairments. So, yeah, it's for everybody.
Goodness me. Okay, that's not really helping. It's not narrowing it down much, is it? When is it played? What sort of time of year? Is it like a winter sport, a summer sport, all year round?
Well, it's an indoor sport, so it's all year round. But we used to have our singles league, singles season from September onwards, and then the team season from February onwards.
Okay, right. And go on then, you're gonna have to tell me, what is your sport?
It's called VX. It was formerly called racquetball.
Okay, racquetball. Now that rings a bell. Tell me more about it then.
Okay, it's the simplest sport there is. There are no goals, no zones, no markings, no targets. So let's look at the team version. So you've got 2 teams of 5. There are 5 balls in play, and we say the recipe is a pinch of pelota,
right,
a dash of dodgeball, a hint of hockey, and a little lacrosse. So each player has what looks loosely like a double-ended lacrosse stick. Mm-hmm. There are 5 balls in play, and as soon as the referee kicks the balls in, players can go anywhere. So unlike dodgeball, you're not in 2 halves. Unlike dodgeball, when you're hit, because that's the aim of the game, is to hit your opponents with the balls, you're not out. You put your hand up, look at the referee points, says play on, you carry on. 1 point for a hit, 3 points for a catch.
Oh my goodness. Okay, so Paul, I can see you on a Teams call, and I can see that there's, I think, one of these sticks behind your head. Is that right?
Yeah, that's one of the prototypes. When it was, so that would break. But yeah, that's the thing. You see, it's got a basket on each end.
Yeah.
So you can catch with each side. When you're travelling, players are supposed to dribble. That is, rocking the ball from one end to the other as they're running. We don't make beginners do that because we can get beginners started really quickly. So we go into a lot of schools, and we get the kids playing within 10 minutes at a fast pace. All right, it's chaotic, it's like headless chickens, but they have no idea how hard they're working. And then gradually, of course, the structure, and later on to the top players, you get tactics, structure, communication, discipline.
Oh my goodness me, there's so much more to find out. Just tell me quickly how we find out about your sport. Then I'm going to play a song, and then I'm going to ask you loads more questions because I'm so intrigued. So how do we find out more about it?
Couple of things. Go on the website, vxinternational.com, or the video channel, watchvx.tv.
Right, okay. Song incoming, and then I've got about 100 more questions to ask you, Paul. So stand by. And Bruno Mars, Die With a Smile on the BBC Across Yorkshire. Good afternoon. 12. It's Abbie in for Nick Ahad, and we are talking alternative sports this morning. So we've been chatting to Paul about a sport called VX, which I had never heard of up until today. Paul, I believe you're still with me because I've got so many more questions about this sport.
Yep,
so
I'm here.
It pretty much can be a sport that anybody plays any year round, and by the sounds of it, there's not very many rules. Is that about right?
Oh, there are rules, but it is self-regulated as well. So it's the 4 cornerstones of the sport: honesty, integrity, sportsmanship and respect. So the onus is on the individual player to indicate when they've been hit, and the referee will then say it. But there are mechanisms in place to stop people cheating. And to be honest, players are very honest. They do seem to abide by those 4 cornerstones. You go in schools. We had it in prisons as well.
Oh, really?
We told one of our top players was a literacy tutor in a local prison, and we took it in there. And we had a fantastic time.
Right in thinking that it was founded in Yorkshire?
Yes, that's right.
And you're one of the founders?
Yeah, there was 3 of us.
Oh, that's amazing. How on earth do you come up with a new sport?
It was a misunderstanding.
I can believe that.
I had a not very successful technology transfer company. One of my clients rang me up and said, "What do you think to this?" And he described something he was holding in his hand, and I got totally the wrong end of the stick and imagined people running around, pulling triggers, firing tennis balls at each other like paintball, but with tennis balls. And when I saw what he'd got, it was not like that. But we'd got the idea of throwing balls at each other. And a guy I'd met at BNI came on board. He had a marketing background, and we had this piece of equipment that Bob had got. We had it professionally redesigned to match the idea of throwing balls at each other, formalised some rules, trialled it in a school, and it just evolved from there.
Amazing. I mean, I'm so fascinated. Paul, I could chat to you all day about it, but I won't, because I don't think it's necessarily going to be everybody's cup of tea. We know football, we know rugby, we know ice skating. VX, a brand new sport. Well, it's not brand new, but it's new to me today. Paul's one of the founders, and he's been chatting to me about it for the last half hour or so. Alternative sport. Goodness me, you learn something new every day. Thank you, Paul.